Hello friends, what is going on? This is Douglas with J.E.B Expeditions coming at you with another podcast. I apologize for my lack of content lately. I've been rather busy. Also had the opportunity to take some spring break opportunity leave, so we got to go back home and hang out with some family and friends. But we're going to try and get back on schedule here and hopefully get back to delivering a podcast to you at least every 6 days or so. Today is Sunday, April 2nd. I went out and did quite a bit of hiking today. Ended up having some change of plans. I got up super early and had a pretty long distance hike planned. Somebody to drop me off and then come and pick me up later this afternoon. And that ended up falling through, so I had to resort to just going on a hike where I was able to hike back to my vehicle. So, had a wonderful day outside. I think it was like 75 and sunny most of the day. It was just absolutely beautiful. But today marks a very important day for me. April 2nd. So, April 2nd of 2021, if you remember, or if you don't, that's fine, is when I lost J.E.B. And so I've tried to do a hike, this being the second year, every year on this specific day in honor of him and the impact he had on me as a young man. So I'm still going to do the ultra marathon hike or ruck, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be just over 40 miles. I'm just going to have to find somebody in the area that's able to drop me off down south near Canyon City and pick me up towards Cripple Creek. But still got in about, I think it was 11 or 12 miles, and got to see some very beautiful scenery. Didn't get to see a whole lot of people. That's usually a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing, but when you're outdoors, I think it's a good thing. So I don't really have anything in general that I'm going to talk about on this episode. Just a couple things that have been going on with me lately. Maybe a couple items in the news or recent news. Some ideas and just thoughts that are on my mind. So if any of you watch sports, specifically collegiate sports, the women's national championship in basketball just ended today, with LSU defeating Iowa. Was it 102-85, I believe? And I had the opportunity to watch a couple games, or majority of games, while I was back home over spring break, and it was kind of a pastime of mine. I used to be really into it, and now, it's just kind of something to kill a little bit of time. I was kind of following that Caitlin Clark. I believe she's the point guard for Iowa. She had, I think she had more points in their 5 postseason, so tournament games, than Iowa's football team had all year. Thought that was rather amusing. And then you got San Diego State and UConn playing for the men's national championship. That'll be tomorrow. I think it's a 4 and a 5 seed. UConn's looking pretty good. I'll watch, 5, 10, 15 minutes of some games here and there over CBS Sports. You can watch them for free, so that's pretty awesome that they're doing that, because I know a lot of people don't have a streaming service or a TV plan, especially back home. So if you're looking for a way to watch the game and you listen to this in time and it uploads in time, then maybe you can check out cbssports.com and you can watch it on there. There was a school shooting in, was it Nashville? Always sad when innocent people are killed or murdered. I'm not going to dive super in depth into it, but I'm sure you've heard by now that the person who committed the crimes or the murders was a transgender. I'm not sure if it was a male or female or what the deal, but very, very sad nonetheless that you can't even send your kid to school nowadays and, at least have that thought in the back of your mind. I know if I were a parent and my kids were attending a public school, their safety would be at my forefront quite often. I don't think I could send my children to public schools now, just with everything that's going on in the world and what the children are being taught and manipulated and brainwashed into and everything. But I don't remember the date, but I'm sure a lot of people have heard about, even if you don't remember the name at the time, you've probably heard about him at least one point. Navy SEAL Mike Day. He was shot 27 times and also wounded by fragmentations from a hand grenade while entering a room, and miraculously he lived and fought on and killed all 4 of the enemy combatants that occupied that room. Got medical attention, ended up living for a significant amount of time afterwards, having I don't know if I want to say normal life, but perhaps as close to normal life as he could have. But a few days ago, Mike Day took his own life. And there's all kinds of things that you could say about that. I guess the one thing that I would say is, whether you were in the military or are in the military, or you have no affiliation with the military or law enforcement or anything, there's a lot of help out there available, and there are a lot of people who want to help. If you are contemplating suicide or harming yourself or even having ideations, I would strongly consider you to seek help. There is nothing wrong with seeking help. Everybody needs it at one point in your life. I know we've created this world and environment where especially men are not supposed to be vulnerable, but there's a lot of people back home that care about you, need you, depend on you, and love you. So before it gets to that extreme, I would pray that you would please seek out help. I'm not the best with notifications and everything, but if you're listening to this and you find yourself in need of help, feel free to send me a message or get hold of me any way that you can. And for some reason it doesn't notify me when I have new notifications, but I do try to check them pretty regularly, and I will get back to you and try and help out in any way that I could. I don't know when they did this, but there's a crisis line that you can dial. You just dial the numbers 988, and that will take you to a 24/7 confidential crisis support hotline for veterans and their loved ones. I do believe that this works for non-veterans as well. If you need help and you call the line, they're going to help you and get you the resources they can. What else has been going on in our world? I've had a lot of things happen lately that I kind of want to bring up on the podcast. I just don't know if this is the correct platform, so we may just leave those out for another time. If you're in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area and you find yourself looking for a spotting scope, rifle scope, optic, binoculars, this isn't a paid advertisement or anything, but while I was home for a week, I stopped by Athlon Optics in Olathe, Kansas, and I had called and asked their customer support and sales team quite a few questions prior to going in, and went in and looked around at some items in their showroom. And I know a lot of military members or veterans or just people that believe in our Second Amendment and have firearms are running Vortex optics. I don't have anything against Vortex, but I stopped in Athlon and looked at their stuff, and I was pretty impressed. And just like Vortex, they do offer a 40% discount for, I believe, all military and law enforcement. Once again, I'm not getting paid to say this or anything, but if you're in the area and you're in that market, it's pretty nice to know that if something does go wrong with your equipment, you can run 30 minutes or an hour down the road and pick up parts or replacement for it versus mailing it in and dealing with all of that business. So I went down there and I dealt with a man by the name of Keegan. He was very knowledgeable, respectful, didn't care if he made a sale or not, just wanted me to have the chance to look at everything that I was interested in. So I would highly recommend them to you if you're in the market for any of those items. And once again, their name was Athlon, Athlon Optics. And they're headquartered out of Olathe, Kansas. And Bushnell's headquartered down there in Olathe also. And Bushnell, I mean, everybody knows that name. The only drawback I had to that was on a very limited budget that Bushnell only offers a 10% military discount. So what I was inquiring about with 10%, it was on the very high end or just slightly outside of my budget. But yeah, nobody makes glass for optics in America. There is not a single manufacturer of high quality glass for optics in the United States. I spoke with, of course, Athlon, Vortex, Bushnell, Leupold, and I could not find any manufacturer or any company that had their glass manufactured here in the United States. There's quite a few companies that are, the products are designed and or assembled here in country, but that was kind of a unfortunate news to hear. But yeah, there's a wildfire not too far from us here in Colorado Springs. It's just slightly northwest, and the last time that I checked, I believe it was at about 1,500 acres. It was 25% contained, and it's not really affecting oxygen quality this far southwest. I'm about 25-30 miles as the crow flies southwest of there, but could definitely see the smoke on my way back Saturday and again throughout the day today. So regardless of where you're at, try and be cautious of, if you have a fire, be responsible with it, keep it contained, put it out if it's unsupervised. Don't throw your cigarettes or whatnot out the windows, because it's pretty common here in Colorado, but it's definitely a little bit concerning for sure, I guess I'd say. Yeah, other than that, just kind of the same old, getting some workouts in, and I got a lot of content on my GoPro that I need to get uploaded and edited and published into videos. I know I'm way behind on that as well, but something we're going to be working on coming up, and yeah, gonna probably go ahead and cut it off there. This is kind of just a little rambling, nothing too structured, kind of all over the place, but just wanted to get on here and talk for a few minutes with you guys and get an episode back out there. I'll let you know that we're going to be back to doing this full time again, and if you enjoyed any of the rambling or discussions or topics in this discussion, and you'd consider leaving a like, I would appreciate that. Definitely helps the channel out. Something you agree or disagree with, let me know down in the comments. And if you are not currently subscribed, I hope that I was able to earn your subscription. And I'm just going to end it by saying that these last 2 years since I lost my best friend, it definitely doesn't seem like it's been that long. I know at times everybody can kind of exclude their dog or their pets, maybe not give them as much attention or love that they deserve, but just remember that you're their whole life. You might get up and go to work or go running around and hanging out with your friends and everything, but they're just sitting back there at home waiting for you to come back, sniff you and lick you and cuddle up with you. So definitely cherish every minute that you have with them, because one day they won't be there. So sure do miss my buddy. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will see you on the next one. Till then, God bless.